What's up, YouTube? Jeff, your Style OG. And on today's video, we're gonna talk about 10 signs you might be a simp. If you're new to the channel, we release a new video every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern, discussing various men's lifestyle topics such as style, grooming, and dating. I invite you to subscribe, tap that notification bell, and join us. And to my returning friends like Mike Harris, salute. Funny word, this word simp has actually been around for quite a long time, even back when I was a young G. But it seems to have really picked up steam, especially on the internet, the last year or two. And here's the problem I see with it. Yes, I wholeheartedly believe simps exist, but probably not the way the modern guy is describing one. And that's what I want to talk to you about on today's video. I'm going to point out some things you might be doing that qualify you as a simp. Yes, simps do exist in my opinion, but I'm also going to let you know some things that don't make you a simp that I think the modern guy has misconstrued. But most importantly, if you find yourself simping, I'm going to give you some ideas or some thoughts on how you can fix it. So without any further delay, let's get into 10 signs you might be a simp. Now, first off, I think we need to define what a simp is, at least from my perspective. Now, when I was coming up, a simp was a sucker, a guy who just overdid it in the hopes of getting a woman's attention. He got made a fool of and taken advantage of by these women. If this is what you're doing, you're a simp. But let me tell you what a simp isn't. A gentleman isn't a simp. A man who believes that a woman has more value, way more value, than just for your physical satisfaction doesn't make you a simp. Being aware of and caring what women think and what they find appealing doesn't make you a simp. It makes you informed. It's funny, my whole life never been accused of being a simp until recently when I actually have made videos talking about how a woman wants to be treated. That makes you a simp? Okay, cool. I think the modern interpretation is way to the extreme, but that's normal in these modern times. People go to the extreme corners. But you have to be careful that you distinguish between someone who's a sucker and you being misogynistic. But with that out of the way, let's talk about, from my perspective, what I believe actually does make someone a simp. Simps do exist. Sign number one that you might be a simp is if you put yourself in a submissive or inferior position in the hopes of landing a woman. That's simping 101. A woman that you're interested in that you don't even know isn't above or below you. She's just a human being like you. Why do you feel you're inferior to her? And it's definitely simping when you use the submissive approach in the hopes to landing favor with her. And this overly nice guy putting her in a superior position just to get a date, that is a textbook definition of being a simp. You don't even know that woman. Don't feel submissive. Sign number two of simping, overvaluing a woman, especially one woman who you don't even know. Here's how this happens a lot. A simp will develop a crush on this beautiful woman. He automatically puts her on a pedestal. What has she done to earn to be put on a pedestal? Sometimes we all put people up here, but it should be after they earn it. This woman that you're crushing on could be the worst lady on earth. You don't even know. Why are you putting her up here before she's earned it? And the problem becomes you forget about all the other fish in the sea because you developed tunnel vision on this one beautiful woman. All you know about her is that she's attractive. And that's not something she had any control over. Why are you putting her on a pedestal or overvaluing her when you don't even know her? That's simping. Another surefire sign that you might be a simp is if you're the nice guy who uses being nice as a manipulative tool. Here's what I mean by that. A lot of times guys will say, I'm just gonna be super nice and this woman's gonna owe me a date. I'm gonna nice her out of her phone number. That's very manipulative, especially if you're doing this nice thing in an effort to manipulate someone into owing you something. That's super corny, very simpish. There's nothing wrong with doing kind things. It's good to be a generous, compassionate man. You wanna be kind, not nice. A nice guy who tries to use niceness to manipulate a woman into liking him, you're simping. Another surefire sign you could be simping, not recognizing or accepting the fact you're in the friend zone. Now this happens to simps a lot. They'll meet a woman, try to see if she likes them, and after months and months go by, nothing romantic has happened, you're still thinking you have a shot. No, my brother, you are in the friend zone. And 99% out of 100 times, you're probably not gonna get out. But you're still going out of your way to do nice things and spend time around her. That's classic simping. One of the ways to fix that, be direct. Ask her out on a date. She's gonna say yes or no. Then you'll know and recognize if you're in the friend zone. If she puts you in the friend zone, just leave. Don't even be friends with her. There's no upside to it, except for if you want to remain a simp. Now here's another sign you might be in a simp brigade. Are you somebody who categorically defends women no matter what the topic or the situation? Back in my day, we used to call you Captain Saver. What the simp will do will always agree, always say women are right, again, thinking they're gonna curry favor with women. They can never see women doing wrong. You have to remember, there's a whole wide range of women. Some good, some bad, and many in between. Don't be so quick to categorically defend women in every situation. That makes you a simp. Next sign kind of has to do with what a lot of people have problems with. Not living in the gray areas, having balance. Here's what I mean. Simps put way too much effort and time trying to seek women's approval. Now notice I said too much time and energy. All of us are going to put some effort into trying to attract the opposite sex, but it shouldn't be your main focus in life. Everything you do shouldn't be just to make women like you. Spend way more time on your purpose, being the best man you can be, developing yourself. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't spend some time learning and observing what women like. But you gotta have balance. Do not spend your whole life seeking women's approval 24/7. That's simping, my brother. Another sign I definitely want you to be on the lookout for, are you constantly in dating relationships that aren't reciprocal? Here's what I mean. Are you always going out of your way to make sure you're available for a woman? Are you constantly giving, and rarely or never receiving in return? Simps often have trouble drawing boundaries. They do everything they can to get the woman to like them at their own expense. You need to be in relationships, friends, family, but especially in dating that involve reciprocity, give and take. If you're constantly throwing money at women, constantly giving, and getting nothing in return, you're simping, my brother. And that's a close cousin to the next sign you might be simping. Are you a man that constantly lets women walk all over them? Now here's the thing, there's some women and men that do enjoy taking advantage of people. And if they see a sucker in you, they'll do it to you. And although she may enjoy the spoils of you being a pushover, she's not gonna respect you. She's gonna be with the guy that draws boundaries and set limits. A simp will often let a woman just treat them any old kind of way. That's not manly, that's not strong. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be kind, compassionate, and generous. That's cool, but don't be a pushover. It's not good for you, and she won't respect you. And that kind of leads me into my next point, and what simps do often in their life, not just in dating relationships. They put other people's needs way above theirs. Your needs, wants, and desires are just as important as anyone else's. In fact, you should take care of you first. Other people should come second, unless we're talking about kids. But grown-ups, they come second to your desires, wants, and needs. The simp will often put his woman or any woman's needs way before his own. That's some sucker stuff. It doesn't mean that you don't pay attention to other people's wants, needs, and desires, but they're secondary on your priority list. Take care of you first. Don't put other people's want, needs, and desires before yours. That's simple. And last but certainly not least, on my list of 10 signs you might be a simp is the guy who's constantly throwing money and attention at women. Here's the thing, a lot of guys who are simps are insecure. They think if I just have a lot of money, women will like me. Now there are women who will like you and take advantage of you because of your money. But that's not the kind of woman you want. No, I'm not telling you shouldn't be giving, kind, generous, pay for a date, but don't throw money and attention at women at the hopes of getting her to like you. You kind of want to get her to like you for you. Lead with your personality, your sense of humor. And if a woman doesn't want you because you're not spending a bunch of money on her, she wasn't the right woman for you to begin with. Now don't get me wrong, I spend money on my woman, but to a limit. But I lead with this charm, good looks, and sense of humor. Okay, so there you have it. 10 signs that you might be a simp. and a few suggestions on how you might be able to fix it. Make sure you let me know in the comment section you agree, disagree, or have something you want to add to the conversation. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, hit that like button. Helps the channel to grow. And of course, tap that notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos we release every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And I'll check you out the next time.